I never thought I'd hogtie a grown woman in broad daylight on my own property, but there she was, squirming like a calf at branding time, her perfectly highlighted bob matted with Texas dust. The neighbor's jaws dropped as I cinched the rope just tight enough to make her yelp, her iPhone skittering across the gravel like it had grown legs. And the kicker? She dialed 911 herself, screaming about trespassers and animal cruelty before I even touched her, thinking her HOA bylaws trumped the wide-open range. It started 6 months back when I inherited Grandpa's spread out here in the hill country, just outside Austin. The city's sprawl had crept up like kudzu, turning our dirt roads into cul-de-sacs lined with McMansions. Folks like Karen, let's call her that because, hell, her name was actually Kendra, but she fit the bill to a T, formed the Lazy River HOA to preserve property values. Preserve? More like police. They fined me for my rusted tractor, violating aesthetic standards, slapped a cease and desist on my weekend barbecues because the smoke intruded on air quality, and once even ticketed my border collie for unleashed loitering. I paid the first fine, ignored the second, and laughed off the third. But when they tried to rezone my back 40 for condos, claiming my cattle were nuisance livestock, I drew the line. Karen was the ringleader, a real estate agent with a minivan full of essential oils and a grudge the size of the Rio Grande. She'd corner me at the feed store, her acrylic nails jabbing the air. This isn't the Wild West anymore, Travis. Your cows are depressing the market. I'd tip my hat, flash a grin, and say, "Ma'am, these cows have been here longer than your mortgage." But she escalated. Anonymous complaints to the county, petitions circulating on Nextdoor calling me a recluse hoarder of farm junk. My buddies at the VFW bought me beers and shook their heads. Classic transplant syndrome. City slickers mistaking freedom for chaos. The showdown brewed on a scorcher of Saturday. I'd invited the whole county for the annual cattle drive reenactment. Hay bales, fiddles, brisket slow-cooked over mesquite. It's tradition, a nod to the old days when Austin was just a watering hole. Karen showed up uninvited, of course, in her athleisure armor, clipboard in hand, flanked by 2 pearl-clutching sidekicks. This event is unauthorized. It's a zoning violation. I'm calling the authorities right now. She whipped out her phone, live-streaming to her HOA Facebook group. Everyone, witness this lawless behavior. Save our suburb. I should have let it slide, but something snapped. Maybe it was the heat, or the way she blocked my mare's path, or the echo of Grandpa's voice in my head. Stand your ground, son. Instead of arguing, I whistled for Rusty, my best roping horse. In one fluid motion, pure muscle memory from years of team penning, I swung the loop. It whistled through the air, settled perfect around her waist before she could hit send. Down she went, landing butt first in a patch of prickly pear, her screams turning from outrage to panic. The crowd, real Texans, not HOA drones, erupted in cheers and whoops. My cousin Jake, the Ellis County Sheriff, rolled up in his cruiser just as the dust settled, lights flashing but siren silent. Karen's eyes bulged when she saw him step out, Stetson tipped low. "Officer, arrest this maniac. He assaulted me." Jake sauntered over, thumbs hooked in his belt, fighting a smirk. "Ma'am, you on Travis's land?" She sputtered, "Why, yes, but he cut her off. Then you trespassed first. And that call? Wasted taxpayer dollars on a civil spat." Turns out, Jake had my back since we were knee-high, swapping spit in the creek and stories under the stars. He'd seen the HOA filings, doctored surveys, falsified complaints. While deputies untied her, gently, mind you, he served papers of his own, a countersuit for harassment, backed by a stack of witness statements from the barbecue crew. She sued anyway, dragging it through small claims like a bad divorce. But the judge, a grizzled vet who ranched before lawyering, tossed it out, fining her for frivolous litigation. "Son," he drawled to me after, "next time, invite her to the cookout. Might sweeten her up. Fat chance." Karen packed up her minivan and listed her house 2 weeks later, ranting on TikTok about rural terrorists ruining America. Last I heard, She's peddling properties in some gated Florida enclave, still typing furious Yelp reviews about barbarian backwoods. Me? I poured one out for Grandpa that night, the stars wheeling overhead like they'd approve. Freedom ain't free, but damn if it don't taste like victory barbecue.